friends, this is definitely the place to find it. And we are going to cover so much ground today, starting with how you do eclectic the right way. Shai DeLuca-Tamasi is here. You look at the space and you think, wow, this all works so beautifully together. But there really are some tips you need to apply if you want to have the eclectic style, because it's almost a little bit harder to do that. You can go wrong really easily.
Very much so.
Right?
So there's a very fine line between eclectic and a big mess.
Yeah.
And so it's a fine line to toe. So we're going to give 5 tips to do it correctly. Okay?
We want our space to look like this.
And I keep, you know what, I'm looking at the space, I keep stepping back and I keep thinking Tiffany Pratt is going to jump out from here, because this is totally her style, right?
Yes.
All right, so planning and plan placement and layout. That's the big first one. And what do I mean by that? When you design a space, it's always about planning, but when it comes to eclectic design, it's all the more important. So when we plan for a client, we'll always do a vision board.
Yeah.
We'll have pictures of the things that we're recommending and show them how it all comes together. Eclectic design is really important to do that because you can kind of get a visual, something's not quite working, something is working, and that's really important for people at home to know about themselves. Our eyes are great designers. So we can look at something and sometimes we might not know why it doesn't work, but we can feel that it doesn't work. So when we have everything together and we've planned it out visually, it makes a lot more sense.
Okay, trust yourself.
Trust yourself.
It is about that intuition too. If it looks weird, then maybe you need to take it out.
Exactly, and if it looks weird for you, then it's not working for your space. So absolutely.
Your next point is be conscious of function versus form.
Yes, so in interior design, we always have form and function. What is the difference? The form is the style of the pieces, the form in the furniture, versus the function of the space. So is it a living room, is it a dining room, is it a kitchen?
Yep.
I like to say when you're doing eclectic design, let the function be your designer. What do I mean by that? Choose the pieces that the function of the room needs to adhere to. So this is a living room, obviously. We need seating.
Yep.
We need to have a coffee table. You know, we might need to have a side chair. And I mean, all these pieces, by the way, are from HomeSense. Fantastic for eclectic design.
This is beautiful.
Right?
I mean, look at the size of this too if you're a condo dweller.
This is perfect.
This is great.
And that's a great point, Tracy, because eclectic design is a great design style to have in a condominium. People often think in a small space you have to have everything look the same or look similar. You don't, and this really proves it. So it then goes into scale and proportion. So that's point number 3. It's all about the balance. What is the difference between scale and proportion versus balance? We've spoken about this a couple times on the show. Scale and proportion in the furniture, what is something compared to something else in that room? So the scale and proportion of this sofa, even though it's a smaller sofa, also has a smaller feel. When I look at it, it's not very bulky, there's not big rolled arms on it. It's compact, but it feels compact. Not only the width and the dimension of it, but it actually visually feels compact. Scale and proportion versus balance. So we know that scale and proportion in terms of how things compare to one another in the room, but then we also have to create a balance in the room. What do I mean by that? On your side, Tracy, you have the chaise, you have the plant, you have the poof, you have, it's a little bit heavier on your side in terms of the actual pieces.
Is this faux? Because I want it.
That is faux. I know.
I need this in my house.
Right? Faux has come a long way, by the way. Because I used to be that person, and people were like, "Oh, faux plants." I'm like, "What? Faux plants? No."
I know you were also judgy, you designers, and now look at you with the faux plants.
I was very judgy.
I love this. Okay, sorry, I totally digressed.
That's okay. Listen, I got totally sidetracked when I saw that too. But I balanced the room correctly on this side with some more pieces. So even though it feels heavier on that side in terms of the chaise and the plant, I've added a chair here. I've added the great poof here on the side table. So balance-wise, even though it's not symmetrical, it feels visually balanced.
Right, okay.
Number 4, focus on unified coloring. This is going to be a really great tip for when you're doing eclectic, because the one thing, kind of the common denominator or that unifying factor, is going to be color in a space. And you can see in here the base color was the beautiful pastels in the pink rug and the beautiful pastel blues in here, which we've then picked up again in the sofa, and these great pillows. And the nice thing about eclectic is they can be different styles. So there's a very Victorian pillow over here. This also has a little bit of Victorian feel, but it has a little bit of glam in it. The watercolors, which is big right now, very much on trend.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And then finally, the last thing is be adventurous with your decor picks. So this is definitely the style to be a little bit adventurous with. Now, a lot of people will put this together and right away make a judgment and say, I don't like it. It's not me. Live with it for a while. Because the thing about eclectic design is that you can't really pinpoint and say, it's deco, it's this, it's that. It's a little bit of everything. So you have to be able to kind of live in the space a little bit, see how you feel with it, and you're good to go.
This wall I find is stunning.
Yeah.
The artwork also from HomeSense?
Everything is from HomeSense. So again, one of the unifiers.
That makes
so the
me happy.
artwork has that kind of organic feel to the pieces themselves.
Yeah.
Really unifies everything together. That bohemian chic look that we have going on here.
I like the scale of it.
Thank you.
As well as the
Scale
lighting
and
fixtures.
proportion.
Beautiful.